As the plane spins out of control, the engines shear off. Mark Shaw, still trying to wake his son, also hears the plane.
And I think that it sounds just like the Concorde.
Come on, Jason. You know you have a doctor's appointment today. Come on, get up.
The house starts to shake. Pete Hayden watches in disbelief. At 9:16 and 15 seconds, Flight 587 slams into the ground. At 9:20 a.m., a pilot who has seen the crash alerts air traffic control at JFK.
Look out to the south of the aircraft crashing.
Say again?
An aircraft just crashed to the south of the field.
An aircraft crashed south of the field?
Fireball.
Controllers see a black ball of smoke over the suburb of Rockaway. On the ground, an amateur cameraman captures the horrifying scene.
Plane crashed. Where? Look at the houses.
Houses are crushed and burning. Aircraft parts are everywhere. The whole neighborhood seems to be under attack. One of the first at the scene is Deputy Fire Chief Pete Hayden.
There are bodies everywhere. All over the streets, in the yards. Some victims still strapped into the seats of the airplane.
For Pete Hayden, the scene is all too familiar. It's 9/11 all over again. Only this time, it's his own neighborhood that has been hit.
I'm wondering who it is that I know today that was killed.
As the full scale of what has happened becomes apparent, residents are in a state of shock.
The engine fall down and the belly fall. The piston left side and make it slide all the way down.
From across New York, emergency services race to Rockaway. Among them, Inspector Michael Morley, who's horrified to hear the plane has crashed close to his own home. His first thought is for his son and his mother-in-law.
I know my son is at home. I know my mother-in-law is in the house. So I'm panicking like every other father. You know, I'm thinking, oh my God, what if my kid's killed? What if, I don't know what's going on with my family.
Michael Morley's next-door neighbor, Lois Shaw, is traveling to work when she gets a terrifying call from her husband, Mark.
What's gone? The house?
He's screaming hysterically, the house is burning down. So I just totally freak out, and I'm trying to scream, where's Jason, what's happening? But we get disconnected at this moment.
Horrified, Lois heads home. News of the disaster spreads across the city.
Roger, I'll have to cut you off. We are just learning from Associated Press that there has been a plane crash in Queens.
Hector Algaroba is having breakfast in a diner, having left his parents at the airport.
The word that we have is that it is an American Airlines jet.
He's not certain which flight his parents caught, but his blood runs cold. Hundreds of firefighters from across the city are now fighting the blaze. Mayor Giuliani arrives to see the damage for himself.
We'll do everything we can to help these people, everything. And the president is on top of it. They're alert. They're watching everything else all over the country, so I think people should remain absolutely calm.
But New Yorkers believe they are being attacked again. The city is in meltdown. The Empire State Building is evacuated. The United Nations is in partial lockdown. Airports are closed, and all civil aircraft are grounded. Armed F-15 Eagles scramble, and other jets are on strip alert around the country. Tunnels and bridges are closed. The city is gridlocked. Americans fear their worst nightmare is unfolding once more. The plane has crushed 4 houses on the intersection of Newport Avenue and Beach 131st Street. Across the road, 5 more houses are ablaze. One of these belongs to Police Inspector Michael Morley. When he arrives at the scene, he is horrified. There is no sign of either his baby son or his mother-in-law. On his doorstep, 2 of his own officers are waiting for him.
Anybody left inside? My mother-in-law was babysitting Mikey.
Because I said, my son's in the house. And they said, we looked, there's nobody in there. They thought that maybe I was in there sleeping also. So I said, well, did you look good? And they said, yes.
As rescue vehicles race to the scene, roads into Rockaway are gridlocked. Lois Shaw battles desperately to get back to her family and home.
I had no idea what I was going to find or what had happened, but I was thinking that I just have to get to my house. I have to get to my house.
Michael Morley is in a desperate situation. His own loved ones are lost in the heart of the raging inferno, yet he's also the officer in charge of the scene.
I'm just a regular guy, and all of a sudden you're the highest-ranking police officer on the scene of a major catastrophe like this. I knew in a little while the whole police department's going to start responding and everybody's going to come and be helping out, but for right now, I'm in charge. What do you do?
Desperate to find her son, Lois Shaw abandons her car. She runs towards her burning house until she comes to a police cordon.
That's my house. I've got to get in there.
4 policemen I remember holding me back, and I was screaming, let me go. My son is in the house. Let me go.
No, my son is in there. My son is in there, too. Please let me through.
Michael Morley still has no idea what has happened to his own family. When senior police chiefs arrive, they hear his baby son and mother-in-law are missing.
And one of the chiefs says, hey, Mike, what are you still doing here? I said, I'm just trying to help out, boss. And he says, get out of here, go find your family. I said, all right.
More and more people, desperate for information, arrive at the scene of the tragedy. Among them, Hector Algaroba. He believes his parents were on the plane, but he's praying for a miracle.
The hope was somehow all the smoke and all the fire that I'm seeing is from some sort of impact of the plane trying to land. And there has been a lot of people that survived. I'm trying to cling to whatever hope, because the last thing a human being loses in life is hope.
In the middle of the carnage, Lois Shaw is still looking for her family.
I'm running to see if Jason is alive, and I feel unreal. All I see ahead of me is smoke. I can't see anything.
Michael Morley races frantically from house to house, desperately hoping his loved ones will be sheltering with a neighbor.
Anybody who's a parent, you lose your kid in a Kmart or a Walmart or something like that, and you just get that panic and your stomach goes into knots and you start sweating, you're getting nervous, and you don't want to think the worst, but you can't think of it, and then just magnify that by, 100 times because a plane crash just was right on your house.
Jason, answer me, Mark!
Then, Lois Shaw hears the shout she's longing for.
And I looked, and that's when I saw Jason and Mark.
Lois! Lois, we're over here!
Once I saw him alive, at that moment, that was all that I really cared about. Nothing else really mattered.
Oh my God, are you okay? Oh, Jason.
Jason and his father are alive and well. They got out of the house with seconds to spare.
Oh my God, thank God. Oh thank God, you're okay.
Give her a big hug. She was just out crying. That's when and then she was like, "What? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I was like,
I didn't really have any emotions. It was just good to be together.
A block away, Michael Morley is still frantically searching when a neighbor calls him over.
Hey, Mike, get over here! They're right there! They're right there!
I saw him. It was a fantastic feeling because 2 seconds earlier, I'm starting to panic, thinking maybe they really were dead, and you turn around and there they were. My son was crying when he saw me, and you get worked up when your son's crying, and my eyes started getting wet. I just held him for about 5 minutes.
But for each moment of joy, there are 100 of despair. Stan Molin, father of the co-pilot, gets a phone call with devastating news.
Until that call came in, you can sort of, hope that it was a different airplane. But that was the oh no, this can't be moment.